Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. On my way to Mark Holmes' house to, I guess, watch the blue and white scrimmage game, which starts, 5 o'clock in Texas, so that would be 6 o'clock here because we're an hour ahead, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be 6 o'clock here. So now you look at, and everybody's been talking about how the Dallas Cowboys have been practicing and, different players getting rare reviews and things of that nature. Now, as I've said before many times, that this is a whole new culture here with the Dallas Cowboys, right? It's a whole new culture. Mike McCarthy has brought that new culture to Dallas. We are no longer in the Garrett era. That decade is gone. Matter of fact, we should all be wearing the T-shirts, "I survived the Jason Garrett era." We should be doing that. Now, with that being said, Mike McCarthy is, you see that Jerry Jones has stepped back a lot, and, he's not in the limelight anymore like he used to be. He's not really running things like he used to, which is cool because you want your owner to be the guy to just basically deal with the things behind the scenes. He's only talking when he needs to, technically. And that's how it should be. And that's how it should have been before. But, I guess before we had a coach that, he didn't really trust. Now, you got Mike McCarthy here. He trusts his coach, him, and the rest of the staff to get things done. Right. Along with Will McClay. Now, speaking of Will McClay, we know that right now, as, going forward, we know that Stephen Jones and Will McClay are both dealing with player acquisition and, getting these guys contracts done and things of that nature. So, Jerry Jones is just signing off on everything, once everything is completed. So, with that being said, we have to expect different now. Now, you listen to the players talk and stuff. Some of the stuff you got to take with a grain of salt, but some of the guys have been brutally honest. You got to have humility, right? We talked about that. You can't badmouth your old coaching staff. You shouldn't do that. That's not good sportsmanship. Now, what they are doing, and they are, raving about what they're doing now by saying certain key terms like it's a breath of fresh air. It's, we're happy to get out there and get it done. And, we're doing different things, and we're actually able to have a voice now. We're able to state our opinions on how we feel about certain things in practice and, things going on in the world and things of that nature. So you look at that and you're like, wow, these players are definitely excited about what they got going forward. And they should be, you know what I mean? Because, again, one of the DBs, I forget which one they said, I think it was Xavier Woods, things are fun. They're out there having fun. And that's the thing. They're having fun, but getting the work done at the same time. And that's what it's all about. Get the work done, have your fun, do what you need to do. That helps with the camaraderie of the team. That helps with the chemistry of the players. And ultimately, the happier the player is, the harder they fight for the team and the coaching staff. That's pretty much how that goes. We talked about different, sections of the different positions and things like that. Some of the rookies that we saw to stand out, like the linebacker, what's his name, Bernard or whatever, number 44, the undrafted guy that stood out. You look at the young drafted guys like Bradley Anae and Neville Gallimore. They're having good days and they're having bad days, and that's what happens, with young guys coming in. The only one that really came in like full speed that didn't look like a rookie is obviously CeeDee Lamb. Everybody else, like they've had good times and they had not so good times, which is understandable. They're rookies. They still got a lot of things to learn. Everybody can't come in being the superstar right off the bat. But I do like what I see from Trayvon Diggs, though. One thing about him, though, he does take chances and jump routes a little too much. You can't do that at the NFL level all the time because you will get burned. So you have to pick and choose when you're jumping routes. You definitely got to pick your times. You can't just be coming in there any old time just jumping routes. Now, overall, I like what I'm seeing. I really like what I'm seeing overall. You look at even with the offensive line. I know some people were like, oh my God, I'm worried about the depth right now. I'm worried about these injuries. Look, they are keeping a lot of these guys out, just for very precautionary reasons. Kind of like how the Eagles are doing with Carson Wentz right now. Most of it's cautionary. They're not trying to wear that person out in practice. They're trying to get those individual players to be healthy for the season. Because, again, we didn't have an off season. So everything is kind of just thrown together. Now, Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins, they're both, veterans. They've come in and done their reps, but they don't need as many reps because they can practice more on what they need to do as far as playbook-wise. Now, what you want to see is these young guys. You want to see Brandon Knight. You want to see Terrence Steele. You want to see Cam Irving. You want to see the backups. You know what I mean? Those are the ones you want to see. As of right now, looks like Cam Irving is probably going to be the swing tackle. I don't know what happened with Mitch Hyatt. I don't know what Hyatt's injury pertains. I didn't actually go back and look and see what his MRI results were, but I know that if you look at what we have with this team and Adam Redmond and things of that nature, you get these guys acclimated and get these guys in here, just give them some reps. But again, our starting five are going to be okay. We know Joe Looney has solidified that center spot, and he's already taken leadership role. He's already taken a leadership role in that locker room on that offense, to help out with Dak Prescott. So, they're getting their rapport and everything down for the season, so which is a good thing. Speaking of the quarterback's been looking good in practice. Dak Prescott's been throwing crisp. I remember the days when Dak Prescott didn't look good in practice. So, it's a new day, right? Andy Dalton, of course, got a good zip on the ball. Even Clayton Thorson and Ben DiNucci looking good throwing the ball out there. Now, as far as the wide receivers go, we know what we have with our top three. We know what we have with them. There's no even need to talk about that. What I really like is Cedric Wilson coming out there. Cedric Wilson coming out. Now, if he can stay healthy, he's going to solidify that fourth wide receiver spot. So that's a good thing. And he looks like he's got good rapport with Dak Prescott as well. Getting that ball out of his hands and into the stretched arms of Cedric Wilson. Even the backup quarterbacks are throwing good to Cedric Wilson. So that says a lot as well. Now, we don't know who the fifth and sixth wide receivers are, but a lot of them are going to be special teams guys as well. We know Ventel Bryant might be one of them, and I was thinking maybe I don't know about Noah Brown. I haven't heard much of him. He just got back, but John V. Johnson maybe, I don't know. But John V. Johnson looks like a guy that if they do keep him, he's going to definitely be a special teamer. Now you look at this team overall. We're looking pretty good. The injuries that we have been pretty minor. Outside of Gerald McCoy, losing Gerald McCoy, sucked. But again, it gives opportunity for Neville Gallimore and Tristan Hill to step up. But let's not forget about Hamilton too. We got another guy out there, a defensive tackle named Hamilton. We forgot about him. He's been coming and showing pretty good reps as well. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be hard for this team to knock this team down to the 53. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that because everybody is probably, unfortunately, not going to get a fair shake because of time restraints. But the guys that did get their opportunities, they definitely came out and showed and proved. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. Now, as we get ready to watch this practice today, they're going to have it at the AT&T Stadium, 5 o'clock Central Time. I'm just looking for just key things I'm looking to see like who gets certain reps, where they play most guys, because it'll kind of give you an idea of what they're going to go through to the season. Because again, they started, this week pretty much coming up. They're starting prep for the Rams game. So again, after this blue and white game, this is the evaluation time right here. So it's going to be a chance for these young guys to show what they can do. I'm loving what I'm seeing with the DB group and as a whole, with the safeties and the cornerbacks. I'm loving it as a whole. The young guys are stepping up. Even when Chidobe and Lewis have been out for minor injuries, just holding them out. but it's good evaluation time to see these younger guys come in and do something. Now, the veteran corner that we got, Daryl Worley, he's come out and showed and proved. He looks like he's amped and ready to go. He's playing good coverage and batting balls down and things of that nature. So that's a good thing to hear. Maurice Lindquist came out in his interview and basically, the assistant DB's coach, he basically came out and said, hey, these guys are DBs. I don't look at them as just safeties and cornerbacks. I look at them as all DBs. The more range we got with these guys, the better. I want them to have, this is what he said, I want them to have the mindset of just being a DB. Because the more of that and the more understanding they have of player personnel and where they need to be at on the field, the more places they can put them in the field and the less thinking they have to do. They can just go out there and just play and react. That's it. And when you know what you're doing out there, those of you that play football, you know what I'm talking about. When you know what you're doing, it's easier to just go out there and just play and react rather than just trying to think about where you're supposed to be at and this and that nature. It minimizes your chances of making plays. So that's the thing with that. Now, I love that philosophy that we're going into now with our new coaching staff, especially with those young DB coaches, Maurice Lindquist and Al Harris. They're definitely getting these guys together, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more turnovers this year. As far as interception wise, even batting balls down, because again, you bat a ball down on 3rd and 10, it's a turnover still. So, unless they go for it, but they're 9 times out of 10 not going for it, only in special situations anyway. So, and that's what everybody kept. You guys wanted Byron Jones out of the door, but that was one thing he was good at. He was good at being in good position, and even though he didn't get the interceptions, he was batting the ball down. And like I said, a turnover is a turnover, whether you're intercepting it or if it's on 3rd and long and you're batting the ball down and it's an incompletion and you get the ball back anyway. So it's just a matter of field position when it comes to that point. But in my opinion, I'm just happy for a guy to make a play in that instance. I know everybody wants to see the pick sixes and the interceptions and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cute, it's important, but batting the ball down and being in good position is just as good. Just so you guys know. But that's all I got for right now. You'll probably hear more from me later on at Mark's house. I'm driving over there now. So with that being said, y'all, it's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great day.